Hey everybody, good morning, good afternoon to those of you who are on different time zones. It's Monday. Welcome. Hey Amy, hey Diane, hey Shadia. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. How was your weekend? What did you guys do? Amy, how is your crafting coming along for your craft shows? Is your first one in December? I know you've told me before, but I can't keep up. I can't keep up. Butterfly Nurse, remind me of your name. Oh my goodness, guys, I'm a little bit loopy. I did my craft show yesterday and it was 90 degrees outside, so I am a little bit hungover from the heat. It was a lot. I was not prepared for the heat. Hey, Pam. It's going first weekend in December. Okay, that's what I thought. I thought it was the first part of December, the big one. Hey, Norma. Yeah, so I'm a little bit hungover from that, but it was really great to be out of the house and visit with people in real life. Hey, Robin, you did a craft show too? Well, tell us about it. Hey, Debbie. Hey, Sammy. It was great to finally be a part of the community, the local artisans here that I've been wanting to join and be a part of. When I first met up with them before the pandemic, and then I was looking forward to doing craft shows, and then the pandemic came. So yeah, but it was great to be out. I met some new friends. We didn't have as much traffic as we had hoped. I think it was due to the heat, but that was okay. Hey, Kim. Hey, Evan. It was fun to get to know Bridget a little more. She offered to allow me to share her booth with her. So she's the one that finally got me there, because I had signed up twice and then bailed because I got nervous, over the COVID stuff. So I finally showed up, and so it was a big deal for me to follow through and actually be there. Right? Oh my gosh, 45. Yeah, I was like dreaming of snow, and I don't really care for snow, but I would have welcomed it yesterday. Hey, Diane. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I have not worn this yet this year. But yeah, I love it. And I wanted to find something I could wear my fall hair scarf with before fall is over and we have to jump straight into Christmas, because I could be doing Christmas right now, but I'm trying to embrace fall. Hi, Stacy. 70 is beautiful. 70 is beautiful. Did I miss Tony? Okay. Thank you, Tony. I'm going to make a note of that because it helps me to remember. So I have exciting news, and I want to thank you guys all for making it happen, but I did finally reach my 4,000 watch hours, so I am officially monetized. So thank you guys all so much for watching my videos and helping me reach that milestone. It truly means so much to me. I turned everything on today. I don't know if like super chat and stickers and all that stuff is working, so you guys will have to let me know, because I kind of did a quick pass through and turned everything on, but I don't know if it takes time then for it to be activated. So you guys let me know, and once I know for sure that it's all happening, I will do a little celebratory live so that we can all celebrate and do some giveaways, like in the tradition that Daniel started. Hey, Sarah. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Bridget Bunny, welcome. Thank you so much. Well, I would say fresh air is good if I wasn't breathing in an N95 mask. But yeah, it was good to be out for sure. Very good. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. So this week I am going to continue to just keep crafting as much as I can. I am still planning to do the vintage market in Topanga at the end of the month with my friend Mel. Oh, I guess it's official. Stacy just bought the very first super sticker on my Rock and Pop Shop channel. Thank you so much, Stacy. This is so exciting. Thank you guys for your support. Yay! That's awesome. Thank you. So I guess it's official, you guys. I'll have to schedule some kind of special live event to celebrate. So yeah, you guys can support now in a different way, like when we're just chatting or when I'm doing unboxing videos, or if you're watching my live sales, you can support in that way, just like 99 cents, and it all adds up and it helps, and I truly appreciate it. So, and it should be fun, right? Like, does it look cool on your end? Because I'm in the StreamYard platform, so I can't really see how it rolls out. So let me know, guys. So I am so excited today because I am bringing in Sarah Chapman from Darling Do-Overs and Vintage Beba. There, I think I got it right. Yes, she's backstage and she's shaking her head. Correct. Yay. I'm so excited because Sarah has so much to share and we're going to have so much to talk about. So I really think that she is going to be an inspiration for all of you. Shadia, oh my gosh, Shadia, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So yeah, I'm really excited to hear and find out even more about Sarah. And thank you, Sarah Coleman. Thank you, Stacy. Thank you guys so much for the super stickers. So yeah, I think we're gonna bring her on. If you're ready, Sarah, give me a thumbs up. She's ready. All right, well, let's bring Sarah in. And I'm like, I already know I'm gonna get emotional because I'm so excited. All right, here we go.
Hi! I'm so excited.
I am too. Look at your background. Oh my gosh, you've got all the dolls.
I've got all of them. Yeah. Oh,
my gosh.
congratulations on your monetization. That's awesome.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, like when I first started on YouTube, I thought it was impossible. Like I was saying to Michael, like, is this even doable? Is this even possible to get 4,000 watch hours? Like,
yeah.
He said, yeah, it's totally doable. And I'm like, I don't know. But I did it, and I did it because of all of you. So thank you guys so much.
Awesome. We have a great community of sellers and collectors. So
definitely.
Oh, Stacy, thanks.
I know, right? Look how gorgeous. You've always been gorgeous, though. I've always admired your style.
Hi, everybody. Thank you. I'm actually wearing this dress that for a while I couldn't squeeze into it all, and now it's actually too big. So that's fun.
That's a wonderful feeling.
Yeah. So
are those little appliques, or what are those?
These are little Cupey pins. I'll show them up close, kind of, if I can figure out my camera.
Cute.
Yeah, I love Cupeys, and I have behind me kind of like my shelf of Cupeys.
Oh my gosh, I gotta take my glasses off so I can see better. Oh, that is amazing.
And I'm actually, my computer's on my bed, so this is right next to my bed, and I have my doll crib, and slowly working on more shelves. Need more.
Oh, I'm so excited. Look at this. Wow. So you guys, Sarah has a lot to share with us, but if you have questions, drop them in the comments. We'll try to get to as many as we can. Thank you, Amy, so much for the super sticker. And Sammy is in love with the Cupey shelf.
Thank you. It's funny because that's actually how I started my shop. I always wanted to have like a vintage booth somewhere, or I said I wanted to own an antique store, which is like a huge goal, and it just wasn't possible, especially being like, you know, the COVID situation. So I saw the live sellers and just like posting vintage stuff for sale on Instagram, and I was like, wow, you can do that, you know? And so I said, well, I want to own my own store too, so I'm just gonna do it. But I had nothing to put in it. I had nothing at all, and I found this huge like estate of Cupeys. This man was selling his grandma's entire lifetime collection.
Oh my God.
So I spent like $250 and got all these Cupeys, and I opened my store with mostly Cupeys, and then I kept all of the ones that I wanted to, because at that point I had made all my money back and then some, and I said, well, now I have my own Cupey collection. So
Oh, that's wonderful.
yeah,
Don't you love that when you're like, okay, I've made my money back, so I can afford to keep this, this, and this.
Yeah, it's like almost you're selling just to have your own collection.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Stacy has a question.
You do? Oh, what is your most favorite vintage treasure? Oh, boy. Well, I have so many, but I think you were going to actually probably bring this up, Amy. You'd mentioned something that has a story or sentimental value, so I brought that with me. I have this sweet little doll, and my grandmother was born in 1928, and this was her doll when she was a little girl.
Oh my God.
And so she's just a little, old porcelain doll with her weird metal in her legs and a rickety old dress that's falling apart. But this is my most favorite thing that I own, because it's probably one of the oldest things that I own. And the fact that it was my grandmother's when she was alive.
That's so special.
Yeah. So she sits up on my dresser, and she's very, very special to me.
Wow. I can't even imagine like having something like that from my grandmother that used to be hers, that she had as a little girl. Like, that is just beyond all. So what a wonderful treasure.
That's what I love the most. Like anybody else, this wouldn't mean anything to them. It's just a doll. But to me, it means so much. I even have her old lunchbox that she used to take to school. It doesn't have a handle anymore, but it says beat up green metal lunchbox. And those are the things that mean the most to me. It's something that has a story behind it.
Mm-hmm. Well, speaking of stories, I would love to hear the story of your life. Like, tell us a little bit about who you are and what you love, even beyond vintage and selling and collecting. Like, just tell us about Sarah.
Well, Sarah was always a quirky kid. I bounced back and forth from Alaska and Arizona. So I'm in Arizona now, but I lived in Alaska for 16 years collectively, from bouncing back and forth. My sisters are 15 and 16 years older than me, and they didn't live with me growing up. My one sister lived with me probably for about 2-3 years before she moved out early as a teen. And so I kind of grew up alone, kind of only child life. My parents were really busy, so I had to find things that entertained me. And so I used to go outside and I would talk to the trees and the animals and hang out in the grass, and do all those things. And I collected frogs. So I have a frog collection that's now in a tote that I don't display. Wow. But that's where my collections started, was probably age of 5 with frog things. And we had one time driven from Arizona to Alaska to move there, and we stayed at the Toad's Inn in Canada. And that was my most favorite place to stay. And I got a bunch of collectibles from there. So that was really fun. When I was a teenager, I had carbon monoxide poisoning, and that damaged my brain for short-term memory. So my long-term memory is good, but now as an adult, new information is really hard for me. So remembering new songs or remembering dates of things, I have to write it down in multiple places and things like that. So that does affect my life now, which is really hard for me, because growing up, I wanted to be an actress. That was the first thing I said I wanted to be. And then when I got to be a little older, I said I wanted to be a rapper. I wanted to be the first famous female white rapper. Well, that changed after my brain injury, and I couldn't remember things. And pretty much I've had a good life, but I've made some bad decisions, and so I've been through a lot. But I think that all of the things that I have done and gone through have really turned me into the person I am today. And I've learned that the things that I've done in the past doesn't really define who I am. Those are just things that I did. So it's just trying to love yourself enough to know it's okay to make a mistake and just move forward.
Right. And then you come out stronger and wiser and just even more it just builds your character even deeper, and then you can be there to help and encourage others that may be struggling in certain areas.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was I'd say shortly after my brain injury, then I graduated high school, that was when I was 19. Same year I found out that my stepfather was my stepfather, not my actual father. So I had that going on. I had gotten into some drug abuse. I was homeless. A lot of things just kind of crashed down in my life. And I was kind of self-sabotaging. Once I was able to have my first daughter at the age of 21, I, stopped with the drug abuse and I kind of took my life back. But then my addiction turned into food instead of the drugs or the alcohol. It was food that comforted me. And then over the last almost 12 years, it just kind of snowballed and I just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But that was my comfort. That was the only way I knew how to cope with my feelings, was to eat. So a lot of you might know or may not know that about my health journey. I actually started that in April of this year, 3 days before my birthday. And since April, I've lost 105 pounds.
Wow.
That has it's not only lifted the weight off my physical body, but mentally, I'm just so much more clear and I have more of a positive outlook on life. It's really done wonders for me.
Wow. So do you want to tell us about that journey? And also, I think that you have now started coaching other people through their journeys as well.
Yeah. It's something I wasn't really thinking I would want to do. I was like, health coach, that doesn't sound fun at all. I didn't really want anything to do with that. But then when I started feeling better and my depression started going away, my anxiety was going away, my fibromyalgia is not gone, but it's so much better. And I was like, I want other people to know that this is possible. Like it's not a gimmick. It's not a joke. It's actually possible because I'm living proof of that. And so now I'm like on a journey to get all of my friends and family there where I am, especially when they express to me that they don't feel good. They're sick. They're tired. They're miserable. They're going through mental health issues. I'm like, I'm not a doctor, but I can help with this because I have the tools and resources that can help with that. So it's been really fun. I'm watching quite a few of my friends right now lose weight, and I get text messages in the morning saying they've lost weight and they're feeling better. And that just keeps me going even more because I'm still on my journey. I still have more weight to lose. And it just reminds me, just keep going. You can impact more lives if you just keep going.
Well, you're an inspiration to me. I have not implemented the inspiration yet, but I will say that, it makes me stop and think, like, when, I have my own issues. I eat like a kid. I eat junk. I don't like vegetables. I am from the South, so I'm very much, like the Southern white bread, mac and cheese, gravy.
Yeah.
I mean, if we had good Southern restaurants here, I'd be in trouble. If there was a Cracker Barrel within driving distance, I'd be in trouble.
Oh yeah.
But I
you.
too eat. That's my only vice because I've never drank, I've never done drugs, but I love food. And after 40, it has started sticking, so it's not, weight for me is not my biggest problem, although I used to be a lot smaller. It's how I feel. I feel terrible. And then my digestive system is not good. And I went to a nutritionist a week ago and talking to her, because I'm like, my husband and I both have gotten to the point where we don't want to eat. We have no desire for anything, and all the stuff that brought me joy eating it is just like, this doesn't taste good anymore. Like, I don't know, maybe my taste buds have changed. Maybe it's depression from the pandemic, being in the house all the time. I don't know, but I told the lady, I'm like, I need a roadmap. I need to know what to eat because I don't have a desire to eat anything, and then I just eat crap. So she gave me a roadmap that was practical. It's like, okay, I'll work with you on the fact that you don't like vegetables. Like, I'll eat broccoli, I'll eat carrots. Okay, then you're gonna eat those. she gave me this plan, and I'm like, yeah, I can do this. And then I got to order a blender, and I got to order the protein powder. And while all that's on its way, I flirted with this plan. But then I'm like, I can't do this extreme thing. I just don't know that I can do. I can't give up sugar completely and all this stuff. Like, and this isn't practical for me. And so I've talked myself out of it all, and then I went back to just eating crap. But I don't feel good. So it's like I've got to find that willpower within myself. I feel like, okay, I've got to do this extreme detox to reset my body. It doesn't mean I can never have sugar in my situation personally. But for now, I need to do this, and I need to lose some weight for health reasons. But it's like, I just don't know. I need some, I don't know. And then I look at you and I'm like, I read about your program, and your program is intense. Like, if you can do that.
Easy, though. I think it's so simple.
Well, you can tell us about it, but I'm like, if you can do that, like, come on, Amy, you can do what you've been asked to do. So yeah, I don't know.
It's really just a mental hurdle. The program itself is so simple. With the program, I eat 6 times a day, 5 of those being company provided meals, which we call fuelings, because we have to change that relationship and mindset with our food to the fact that it's not something that should be bringing us joy or something that we look to for comfort. It's really just fuel for our bodies to keep moving, to do the other things that we enjoy in life. And so once you break that relationship with food, you won't really have those cravings for the sugar and the carbs. And you might every once in a while, but then you're like, do I really want that? Or is there something else emotionally going on in my life that I'm trying to cover with it? And so you really just eat those every day, drink your water, and the pounds are just flying off of me. And it was the hardest part was trying to say, okay, I'm done playing games with myself. That was the hard part, because for years I said, oh, I'm so overweight. I feel like crap. I don't like myself. I don't like the way that I look. I'm not comfortable, but I still didn't do anything about it.
Right. That's kind of where I am.
Yeah. And it's the funniest thing. And my health group kind of laughs at me because they're like, you and your dresses. But I went to a dress shop. It's like all rockabilly clothing. And I was like, okay, I know they get up to like 4X sizes. I should find something in there, because I didn't like what I was seeing in the mirror. I didn't like myself, my attitude, even how I was talking to my children, my husband. Just I was all around a really negative person because I was so miserable with myself. So I said, if I go here and I get this dress, if I wear something pretty, it'll make me feel better. Like that was my mindset. Well, I walk in the store and the biggest things that they had wouldn't fit. And I walked out of that store with actual tears coming down my face, got in my car and was like, that's it. I can't even turn to a dress anymore. I literally have nothing left to make me feel good about myself. And that's when I called my health coach and said, let's do this. I don't care. So you really just have to be at that breaking point, even if it's over a stupid dress. You just have to be at that point to say, I'm done and I'm ready to do this. And now I won't look back. I refuse, because I look at pictures of myself now when 6 months ago or 7 months ago, and I'm like, oh, I can't believe that was me, because this is me. I'm happy now and I'm content with myself. So yeah, if anybody's out there struggling with their weights, just reach out to me. It's not scary. It's not scary at all. I always say, if I can do it, you can too. And I know a lot of people say that, but I have a lot of past. I've had mental health issues. I have a son that's going through chemotherapy with a brain tumor. He also has behavioral issues that I've got a meeting after this with his behavior coaches. So it's like you can make all the excuses you want to not do something, but that's all it is an excuse.
Yeah, I mean, you have all of these challenges you're dealing with, and then your child is having this battle with cancer, or it's not cancer, a brain tumor that is not cancer. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, it's
but kind of still, like, you don't know, like, you didn't know at first, like, that's a huge weight, and you're still doing this. Like, none of us have the excuse, because you have so much on your plate, and you still found the strength and the willpower to take back your health and make this choice. So
thank you.
yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot for us to really look at, and then look at ourselves and say, you know, what are you doing? Come on, you know.
Yeah, it sounds kind of silly to talk to yourself in the mirror, because I mean, if you're not liking yourself already, then to sit and look at yourself, that's when my coach had said, you need to look at yourself and talk to yourself and tell yourself what you're going to do. And I was like, oh, I'm dreading that. And I did it, and I cried the entire time. But I was like, you're going to do this. And yesterday I pulled up a picture of myself 7 months ago, and I was talking to my picture like a crazy person on my phone and telling myself how proud I was of myself.
Well, you should be.
Thanks.
Yeah, truly. Do you combine any kind of physical activity with your new program?
No, I'm horrible. I really should be exercising, but I don't. I'm like, does vintage hunting count? Because I'm walking around all day. So
walking, that is something.
Yeah. So I don't, but I need to start doing some toning, because when you're over that amount of weight, like I was, and you lose all that weight, you're going to have loose skin and you're going to need to tighten things up. So a lot of things have changed. They don't tell you at first about body dysmorphia, where you'll start, I thought, oh, I'm going to lose all this weight, everything is going to be better, and I'm going to love myself. But then I still have things like, oh, my stomach is got a lot of loose skin and wrinkly, and I have, loose skin on my arms. But these are all battle wounds. I've done it to myself. But that's my next phase, is working on the toning and trying to get some muscle strength. Because before, I couldn't even sit on the floor and play with my 2-year-old Versailles without having to sometimes have my husband physically pull me up, which was really embarrassing for me because I was just too big. So I was like, there's no sit-ups, there's no push-ups. I can't even get off the floor. So having the weight off is really going to be a lot easier than to go into the physical activity.
Right. Now, wait a minute. You have a 2-year-old and you're also doing all of this.
Yeah, I have 2 stepchildren, but they don't live here. They're 22 and soon to be 18. And then I have my 12-year-old, my 8-year-old, and the 2-year-old.
Oh my gosh, girl.
Thank you, everybody.
Okay, none of our excuses mean anything, because this girl is doing it all. It's amazing. So yeah, there are no words. You're amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're a true inspiration. So yeah, I got to get on it. I know Sarah, Traveling Button Sarah, and I have talked about it after I met with the nutritionist, and I also have a virtual trainer lined up, and I just need to do it. There's no excuse. I'm drinking Perrier with lime right now instead of my sweet tea. I'm making little changes, but I've got to really commit.
Yeah, that's the hard part. Is I was very addicted to sugar, really bad, and it was like the big joke thing that I had Ben & Jerry's stocked in my freezer at all times, but I really did. I had like pints that I would line up. I'd go to the store when they're on sale and just buy pints, and I would eat an entire one at night, because I'm like, okay, well, I deserved it. The kids drove me crazy all day. That's my treat. I'm going to sit down, watch my show, and eat my ice cream. But, the first sense of happiness is that like first bite. The rest of it is just emotion. And then when it's all gone, you're left with the same feelings before you took that first bite. And then you feel even worse about yourself. But it was like that instant rush of the sugar. I was always eating candy. My Starbucks coffees were like packed full of sugar, and it was just sugar all day. So that was hard for me, was the sugar.
Yeah,
that was really bad.
My big one.
Yeah, and I was a big soda drinker, which I drink none now. But I actually cut out soda completely even before like my box came for my program, because I said I might as well just start now, and just cutting out the soda and the bread for about the week before my box came. I think I lost about 12 pounds while I was waiting for my program.
Wow.
So just those little changes can actually really impact your life.
Right.
And your body. Yeah.
Right. And for me, the physical I've never been one to be physically active. And I, fortunately was blessed with good metabolism until I turned 40. So I didn't have to, but it's like, I told my nutritionist, she's like, well, what can you actually commit to, if you do your trainer 2 or 3 times a week virtually, then what can you commit to? I'm like, I can get on the treadmill for 15 minutes a day. Like, come on. We all can do 15 minutes of some kind of physical activity every day.
It's good to have some sort of healthy motion. Like right now I'm in the weight loss phase still. So if you do too much cardio with my calorie deficit diet, you could actually just stall out, because then your body's going to go into starvation mode. So there's a healthy balance between your physical activity and your nutrition. But nutrition is definitely key.
Right. Yeah, I think because I had a trainer, but I wasn't really changing my diet a few years ago. And it was like, I'm just building muscle, but I'm not losing any weight.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I'm sure all of this is resonating with a lot of folks out there. Hopefully it will inspire. It will inspire some people. I know it's inspiring me, and we'll see. We'll see. Maybe after the holidays. I'm just saying, like, I'm going to be eating my Thanksgiving and Christmas stuff. But I'll tell you that it just doesn't give me the same kind of satisfaction. It's like, I'll eat it and then I'm just like, this doesn't even taste good. So yeah, the whole fuel, I found myself thinking it like that already. Like, I just need to eat something to fuel my body so that I don't get lightheaded and whatever. And I don't even care if it brings me joy. Like, I just need to eat because I have to nourish myself. So maybe my mind is already preparing me to get into a different phase.
Yeah, it's more of like a caveman mentality of trying to go back to food is just to survive. That's what it's there for. You just need it to keep you going to the next day. But nowadays, everything's based around food. Holidays, all the commercials, the way that Instagram basically was created just to share pictures of food, you know, when you're going out to eat, because it was funny. Somebody mentioned the other day, it's kind of gross, but it all comes out the same looking exactly. But we make it so pretty and beautiful because that's what's going to make us want to eat it as a consumer, you know, to buy from these companies. So it's really just a sales tactic. It's not that great. There's all these, like, you know, flavorful, sugary cereals and stuff. And I used to buy them because the boxes were cute and they sounded good and they would taste like cardboard with sugar on it. So it's all just a sales.
Let's talk about the monster cereals, okay? Let's just talk about it. Okay. Loved it as a kid, but I will be full disclosure here. Frankenberry, I pooped pink, okay, when I was a kid. I don't know what was in that stuff. It was white and pink. I'm not kidding. So apparently they had to change the chemicals they put in there because it probably wasn't very good for people. No. But now it's not even delicious anymore. No. It is terrible. And every year I will get excited when they release them, and I have to make myself eat a bowl of it because you have to for nostalgia, but it's always terrible. I can't even finish the bowl. It's terrible, those monster cereals.
I bought all of the cereals and I took the cereal and threw it all in the dumpster, and I literally just kept the box and put them on my wall because I like the boxes for Halloween. Yeah. But I threw the cereal straight in the trash. Yeah, I know Sarah asked if I have clients with PCOS. I believe I do have one. I'm pretty sure I do. And she's doing well on my plan. But I've got people that have Hashimoto's, diabetes. So we can't make any medical claims on things with the company. We just can't do that. But I will say for myself, I had high blood pressure and I don't take medication for that anymore. I had depression. I don't take my medication for that anymore, or my anxiety. So if you change the way that you eat and what you put in your body, it's going to change everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's powerful. Well, let's lighten things up and let's look at some of your collection.
Yay. Okay. Well, I did bring a couple of my favorite things with me, but I have such a huge collection and lots of collections. I remember when I watched Susie's video with you, she said, if you have 3 of something, that's a collection. So that means I have a lot of collections of things. But this is some of my favorites behind me, my Cupeys and my dolls. I collect squeaks too, and nursery planters, And I'm a big Rae Dunn collector, even though that's not vintage. I love Rae Dunn, and I have it all over my house. But I did bring some of these.
What is Rae Dunn? School me on that. Do you have an example?
I can grab something really quick because I have something all over me, and I didn't bring that with me, and I was going to. So let me just grab something out of my cabinet.
Thank you, because I'm always learning.
Yeah, I'll bring one of my favorite canisters since it's right in front of me. Just have to carefully get it out of the cabinet. Okay. So this is Rae Dunn.
Yes, I see that all over your feed. Okay.
Yeah, the long lettered ceramic. It's engraved and has her Rae Dunn stamp here, and it's just pottery. It's just cheaply made in China pottery, but we're obsessed with it in the Dunn community. This canister right here is probably my most favorite. It's really hard to find. This one came out in 2019. That's when I started collecting Rae Dunn, was in March of 2019. And I actually had to trade somebody for this, which I got the better end of the deal on that, because now I think this one goes for over $300. And I traded it for like a $17 canister, which was amazing.
Wow.
But this only retails $13, but it's just the
and you get these at like Home Goods?
Yeah, Home Goods, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, and Home Sense. If you have a Home Sense, you can find it there. But that's...
Well, tell us a little bit about, before we get into more of your collection, a little bit about this culture of, like you said, you traded, and then you have the Johanna Parker community that you're involved in. Like, tell us this whole phenomenon of going to Home Goods and finding their stuff, and how did you get into all of that?
Oh my gosh, so it's so crazy. So I had an old account that I don't have open anymore, but I had an old account, and I had just been looking around for, like, I don't know, I'd always follow hashtags like Halloween or, vintage Halloween or whatever. And somehow the Rae Dunn the long black trick-or-treat canister had popped up. Like, somebody had a picture of it. And I was like, oh my God, I love that. I want that. Well, I had said that to somebody, and they said, oh, you're never going to get that. It's too hard to find. Rae Dunn people are crazy. They go and they fight at opening for the stuff, and they'll trample you. And I'm like, what? Like, over pottery? And so that was intriguing to me. And at the time I was doing YouTube videos, and I had my YouTube channel open, and I would do like day in the life things. And somebody gave me this really horrible idea to go to an opening at a Home Goods with my camera and film the Rae Dunn opening. And I was like, okay, not a good idea. So I got a lot of flack for that and ended up taking the video down because the community cannot be very nice sometimes. It's really competitive, and it's mostly because of the reselling side of it. When the hot things come out, they want to go sell them on Mercari or Poshmark or wherever. And so they're there for money. And then there's people like me who's there for the collection. And then I do resell some, because at this point I've been collecting for 3 years. So I'm like, well, I'm already there. If I grab extra, I might as well sell it.
Yeah, really.
I've already done all the work. But so you typically have to show up kind of like an estate sale an hour or so early to get your spot in line. And then when you
never knew this existed.
Yeah, when they open the door, at my store, they'll say, no running, no kicking, no biting. They just joke, but they're serious, like just no being bad, basically. But they try to make it light because everybody's running in to try to grab everything that they can. It's crazy. But I've been doing that for 3 years now to try to build my collection. And if I can't get the things I want, I'll grab things I can get my hands on to try and trade with somebody else in the community. It's kind of rough, yeah.
Very interesting. I used to be a Home Goods junkie, and I was really into nℓiig mostly from Home Goods. Yeah. But any cat beds, fun, crazy cat beds. I mean, I was buying stuff there all the time, and it's like, really, Amy, do you really need more stuff in your house? But yeah, I haven't been in Home Goods since before the pandemic, so.
I didn't even know what it was until somebody said you have to find it at Home Goods, And so my first Rae Dunn piece I ever bought was off of OfferUp. I spent $15 on a blessed mug, which I don't even own anymore. I was like, why did I buy this? But it's just because I wanted to have, a piece of Rae Dunn, and I couldn't find it anywhere. So.
Wow. Well, thanks for sharing that.
Thanks.
Okay, so what do you have to show us?
Oh, I also have, so I do collect a lot of these. I just brought one of my favorites, but I love mice. And so I collect these cute little Joseph's mice. And this one's holding a cake, ironically. Holding a cake. I can't get there we go.
There you go. So cute.
I love these little guys. And so they usually, like this one has a Japan, and his sticker's still there, Joseph Originals. So I really like these guys. This is my only pink Miss Cutie Pie that I have, but these are my most favorite thing I think that I own. And I believe I bought these from Allison, if I'm not wrong. I'm pretty sure I got them from Allison on a live sale. So
those are precious.
Yes, I love these, which I won't tell you how much I paid for that. And then I also have this beauty. I collect these and all different kinds. So this one is the bank, the little piggy bank kind of style, Norcrest bird. And I have some on branches, the toothpick holder, the sugar dish. I wish I could take you out and show you my huge cabinet in my living room with all of my vintage goodies, but
well, we will reconvene next year and do a home tour.
Yay, yeah, when it's nice and clean.
Mm-hmm.
The 2-year-old likes to help redecorate all day, so.
Wow. So tell us about your kids.
Oh, well, they're a handful, but I mean, they're pretty much good kids, you know. So my 12-year-old, she's kind of in that awkward stage of not knowing exactly who she is or her personality or thing. She's a little bit of a tomboy. She's very quirky, but she's always been kind of like that. Just I was like that as a child too. So people don't really know how to take her sometimes. She's really herself, and people don't know how to handle that. But she's a good kid. She always listens and helps around the house. So she's an amazing kid. Roman, on the other hand, he's really bad boy, but we love him regardless. But he does have a lot of behavioral issues that we're trying to work through right now. So he keeps us pretty busy every day with just his shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
And then Versailles, she's just 2. You know, she's not too bad about getting into everything. She's actually a really good baby. But she definitely keeps me busy, slipping on Legos and things all day.
How do they feel about your collection? Does it intrigue them? Do they try to play with stuff?
No, actually, they all know if they touch it, they might die. So they don't touch anything at all. Versailles sometimes will come in here, and she has stolen actually a squeak of mine. That's why some of them are falling down. She likes to play with the dolls, and she likes to mess with the mobile and things like that. But they don't try to touch anything in cabinets, or if I have my ceramics out, they just kind of will look or point or comment on that they're cute. But luckily, they know not to touch anything.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Yeah.
Kind of like my cats. They're very well behaved.
Yeah.
I mean, Yuki's a terror, but you know, he could wreak a lot more havoc than he does. So
Yeah.
I think that says a lot about the parents and how they raise their kids.
Yeah.
Kids or cats.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because like we always are giving him trouble. Like Roman, he doesn't take care of his things in his room at all. His room literally looks like a homeless person's camping out in there. And I'm always yelling at him like, Roman, you don't take care of your things. You break them. If you don't take care of them, you won't have them. You know, I said, do you want a collection like mommy when you get older, or do you want to have nothing? And so that's something we're trying to teach him right now. So it's funny that he doesn't bother my things, but he doesn't take care of his own things. So I don't know. It's just being 8, I guess, or a boy. I don't
Yeah, I think it's a little both. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, let's talk a little bit about core values, and I would love to hear what core values are important to you and how you implement them in your life.
Well, I'd say my biggest core value is just to always be 100% true to yourself and your feelings and your beliefs, no matter what your audience is. So it doesn't matter if it's here on YouTube where you have a certain audience and then you go over to Instagram and you have maybe a different audience, or you go to your family's house and that's a different audience. Be yourself no matter where you are, because I've made that mistake even up until most recent months of trying to be a crowd pleaser or try to tone myself down or my personality down for whoever's watching in fear of what their reaction is going to be or fear of what they're going to think or say of me. When I'd have people unfollow me, I'd get really offended. Or really upset, like, oh no, they don't like me because I shouldn't have posted that. But that was something that I wanted to post and that was of me. So whether somebody likes it or not, I just need to do that. So sometimes I have a really potent personality, I guess. So a lot of the times I don't share like what I do on my personal Instagram, which is Vintage Beba on Darling Doovers, because I think someone's going to unfollow me. They're not going to want to shop with me because I'm a little bit too risque or loud for their liking. But really, I just need to be myself, and that's what people that like me, that's what matters the most. People that don't, that's okay.
Right. And like, we're not for everyone, and that's okay. So those people that unfollow you, they're not the right audience for you, and that's okay. There will be more people that come in that are, and you want to find the right audience. Like, we're not all going to watch the same TV shows. Certain shows are not for me. That's okay. And I think it's also important for all of us to learn to be more open-minded and accepting of differences. And, I have friends from all walks of life. I always have. And I embrace them. And I don't care if they believe something different than me, or they practice something different than me, or they do something different than me. Like, I embrace them for who they are. I don't care. So I have a hard time when people do. But it's okay. It's okay if it's not for you. It's okay.
Yeah.
And I think it's better just to unfollow someone if you aren't able to be accepting, than to be ugly or negative towards someone. I think it's better. Just, it's not the right place to be. So remove yourself. That's good. That's just good etiquette. And then you're not upsetting the experience for those who do want to be there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's just the main one for me, just because I have had to change myself, even going as far as trying to change my beliefs and things and certain things that I didn't actually believe in, but I did it because I thought everyone around me wanted that. And so I would change it. And then I was sitting in feelings of not liking myself, saying, well, I don't want to follow me now because I don't like that. That's not me. So just be 100% yourself.
I like that. And that's something I have always been too. So even when, people are not thrilled with it, and I can be a little bit ornery in that regard, because if someone wants to blatantly come out and take a shot at me because they don't like something about who I am, then I'm going to kind of lay it on even stronger.
Right. Then you'll do it more. Yeah.
That goes back to high school for me, but it's like, hey, you don't like this? Well, let me show you what it could be.
Yeah, my parents told me, you don't look good with black hair. It washes your face out, and don't get tattoos. They're tacky. And if you pierce your face, people won't respect you. And I'm like, okay, we got 3 holes, hair's black, full sleeve. Got it.
Yeah. And you have beautiful porcelain skin, and the black just makes it even more, striking. So
The Betty Page look. It's okay.
It's fine. It's good.
It's funny. It's like all the things people tell me not to do, I'm like doing. Check.
It's all, your look has always been, something that stood out to me. So you've got it going on, and then your personality to match. So I say, keep doing you. I agree.
Thank you. I love you. Thank you.
So I'm going to share something that I brought as a special item. And even though we did not discuss this is something of my grandmother's too. So my grandmama, who was my father's mother, she did ceramics, and she won, you know, blue ribbons and all the stuff that they had, little shows and things. And so
That's
when I
awesome.
went to visit my dad a couple of years ago, he had some of her plates that she had painted, and he told me he was keeping the blue ribbon one, but I could pick from the others. And so I picked two, and the blue one is packed up, but this is the pink one, and it's like a little
Wow.
winter scene that she painted, and
Oh, that's beautiful.
it has glitter, and it's so special to me. And I guess it broke at one point and someone repaired it, but that's okay. And she always put her initials on everything. Like, I have some of her paintbrushes, and she would always put BDA, because when she went to ceramics class, I mean, like, they didn't have a lot, you know? And so when she did have stuff, she really took it seriously. So she didn't want anyone to take her things. But so the little BDA on the back is just like,
That is
so
so
special
awesome.
to me. Or 𝒱𝒱𝓈𝓈𝓈𝓈𝓈𝓈𝓈𝓈.
That's
And I didn't realize this has a little sleigh here.
Yeah, I noticed that. So cute.
Yeah,
Wow.
and all the
I
little
used to love
village.
doing ceramics when I was a kid. I actually have some I probably should have brought those, some wonky handmade ceramics that I would paint and stuff. So that's fun to me. I love handmade.
Yeah,
I get excited even if it's like, you know, those little pottery things. I'll pick them up and bring them to my shop because I'm like, somebody made this. This was important to them, you know?
right. I recently bought a little ET head. It was a little plaster ornament someone had painted. I bought it, and I put it on a cone body now. So ET has
Oh,
cone body,
cool.
but on the back is engraved Pearl. So I guess Pearl
Oh,
painted it, and now I've given it a new life. So
that's cool.
I'm excited about my ET. Um, so yeah. So did you have anything else that you wanted to share?
Um, Not really. I just brought my favorite find of the week with me. I didn't really go out hunting much this week, but I went to the antique mall. And this guy, he's for my personal collection. But I thought he was really cool. So he's just a head.
Oh, I love him. He was like a little pajama bag or something.
Yeah, just a little bag. And he has his little bijou toys tag still there.
I love that.
He was my favorite find. And I was like going there for reselling purposes, but then found him and said, "No, I'm keeping you." So he's got his kind of some cut discoloration and spots and a little hole, but he was worth it to me.
Oh, he's perfect.
Yeah, I love him. He'll go good with my Rushton Santa.
Yes. Well, I made something special for you as a thank you for being on my show today.
Did
So I'm going to bring her out for you, and I hope you like
What's
her. I made a Sarah doll.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Thank you. She lights up. Oh my god. And she's
Yeah.
got Hannah Parker fabric. Oh
Yes.
my god.
And I even repainted her lips red so that they would match yours.
Oh my god. That is amazing. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So awesome. Oh my god. I love her. It looks just like me.
Right? Yay.
Yay, this is fabulous. I'm so special.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time out of your very, very busy day
That's
to join us and share about your journey and your life, and let us get to know you on a more personal level outside of all of the crazy live auctions and selling and collecting and all of that. So,
yeah, it means a lot to me. I know a lot of people don't also follow my crazy normal self on my personal page, so to have another way to share who I am is really nice, and thank you for having me.
of course.
Just mean a lot to me that I was like, she picked me, you know, so I thank you.
Of course. So if you guys are not already following Sarah, the links to her Instagram pages are here. Her shop, if you are interested in purchasing from her Darling Do-Overs. And then if you want to follow her personal journey, the vintage ʟ𝒹 is also linked here in the video description. And if you're not sure how to find that, it's right next to the title of the video is a little V shape, and you click on that and it all drops down. So please, if you would like give Sarah a follow. I know that she would love to connect. And if anyone is also interested in learning more about her health coaching or the program, or just if you just need some support, I'm sure that she would love to be there and inspire you. So thank you
Thanks,
so much,
everybody.
Sarah.
Yeah, thank you.
Have a wonderful week. I hope that the meeting goes well with the therapist today for Roman. And I look forward to seeing you again soon on Instagram.
Yes, thank you. I have my next sale coming up Wednesday, actually, the 17th. So that'll be with Molecule 95 at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And that's a live sale. So if you guys can come out and hang out, we're going to do all vintage Christmas.
Oh my gosh, that sounds fun. And really quick before we go, what is this like mysterious thing that's happening with you and all these other sellers? Like, what is this about? Like, can you tell us anything?
I can say that it's a surprise. That's about all I can say.
So when is the surprise occurring? How do people get in on the surprise?
So tonight we're doing a live reveal on Marcy's page at Vintage Bulldog on Instagram. And so if you go there, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time, we all can't be in at the same time because there's a 4-person limit, but we're going to try to pop in and kind of get the big news at that time. So it's a lot of fun. It's not anything bad. It's going to be like a really fun surprise. So, but I'm like, this is the most I've ever zipped my lip in my whole life. But
well, I think it's very intriguing. So everybody be sure to pop over there. I know Vintage Rescue Squad is also happening tonight at 5 p.m. Pacific. So be sure to tune in for that as well. And we will see you guys all next week here on the Vintage Dish. And I think next week I'm having my friend Morley as our guest, and he is in the music business. He is like the king of positivity. Awesome. So I'm so excited for you guys to get to know him. He's so much fun. Sarah, have a wonderful week. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I will talk to you soon.
All right.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.